The Variants, issue number 4, the Jessica Jones story you've been waiting for, is back in this latest issue where a lot of stuff happens. I have been a champion of this book from the beginning. Gail Simone and Phil Noto are putting in the work like nobody is for this character. It's exactly what I needed in my life. I really enjoy everything this book is doing. And this issue really delves with some great themes. I enjoy it so much when Jessica is taken into new levels of her character while still maintaining what makes her interesting. You could say dwelling on the Purple Man Zebediah stuff for too long is tiresome, but that is the fundamental being for who she is as a person, and you should get on board with that because it's never going to go away from this character. So the end of last issue, Luke was attacked by a male version of Jessica Jones called Jesse, and since then, our little posse of other Jessica Jones, we have a Captain America one, we have one that's a Jewel, one who never even met Killgrave, and then there's kind of just like a strong one from a different timeline who, I believe this is the one that was with Daredevil in her timeline. They're trying to formulate a plan of what to do. And the idea is, oh, I love the idea of what they're going. So, you see Captain America tells her, take out a picture of your family, and the more you look at the pictures of Luke and Danny, the more those feelings are going to come out inside of you wanting to hurt them. And that's what happens. She stabs the dinner knife into Luke's picture. She freaks out. Nothing good is happening. So she tries to run away, go into the bathroom just to clear herself off, where she is accosted by Nitrous, who is a version of her who I guess is like a spy or something. The Nitrous identity sounds familiar. I can't place it, but it's a great looking costume. Very classic looking with big collars and big stupid eyes. It's awesome. She's the one that left the note. Everything is looking bad. Like, don't trust them. I kind of got an idea. We should figure it out. Like, if we're going to do this the right way, and figure out how to stop this, we're going to need some help. So they call Luke. They have a plan formulating. They're going to do like a weird seance thing. So our Jessica Jones is going to lie down on top of the roof of a building. They're all going to guard her as they just do a seance, which is very fun. A very cool idea. We get a nice moment where Jessica talks to Luke before she goes under, which I enjoy to see because Luke is the best. It's always great to see Luke because he's just the nicest guy in the world. I'm glad he's kind of getting some love right now. It would be great if he got his own book, but between this and Thunderbolts, I am kind of satisfied in my Luke Cage. Not enough, I could still get some more Luke in me, but it's okay. It is severely okay. They have a nice moment. She's like, I didn't think you would trust me. He's like, of course I would trust you. I always trust you. Don't you know that by now? It's very nice and very fun. He's with the Daughters of the Dragon. Everybody is safe at the moment. So Jessica can go under and do her seance. Basically, she's going to put herself into a trance where she can talk to Zebediah. And she does, and oh, it's just nice, and I know it's in the Mindscape, and it's very simple not to do big, like, aesthetically anything in there, just simple black-colored backgrounds, but it looks great, and this is just how you do it. Like, this is how you do this story. He keeps calling her pet, getting kind of flirty in a very disgusting, creepy way, like, oh, I see you didn't lose the baby weight yet, or, ooh, all this intimacy, you still don't know what I want from you, pet. It's very disturbing. But Jessica is one step ahead of this, and she called in for some backup in terms of, like, getting into your brain, and we see she made out a call to Krakoa, and Charles Xavier came into the rescue. So guess what? Charles just fucks up Zebediah for a minute, puts him into a bunch of weird trances, puts him in, like, a bed of roses, messes him up, until he reveals what he wanted with Jessica from all of this. Like, what was the point of all of this bullshit releasing the trap that was in her mind 10 years ago? Why? Because she was happy. That's what this was all about. She wasn't really happy when in his thrall with him, but she's happy now, and it pisses him off. Oh, this is the goodest interpretation ever of Killgrave. Just a needy little bitch. I love it. He hated that she was happy because she had something she loved. Oh, I love it. It's such a good interpretation. So you just see there's more going on here than what's going on, actually. Because what's kind of going on, I love this. Charles is kind of laying out the plan. I'm just trying to, like, how do we put this in the words? So he asked these questions to Killgrave, like, what's the name of your first high school crush, your favorite pet or your first pet or your favorite novel. All those things, and you just start to be like, okay, the way he's answering sounds a lot like how Jessica would answer. And basically the idea that is being formulated here from Charles is this isn't actually him. He's still under whatever coma or thrall he was from the last events in which we saw him. Whatever's going on in her mind is actually the trap that was already planted for her. So the person that she's talking to as Killgrave is not the real Killgrave. It is the interpretation that was planted in her mind in order for this to kind of happen. And the way to shut it down, the way to reverse everything that's been happening in her mind and the past couple events for her is to apologize, is to forgive him, forgive yourself, and walk away and everything will be fine. That is what needs to happen. You have to forgive him. Keep in mind, it's not the real Zebediah. Keep in mind, Charles is saying this is going to fix everything. That is how you do that. That is how you end this problem. Jessica holds up his head and just says, never, and punches through it and breaks him, essentially killing him. I guess I think it's the end of the Zebediah stuff in this, because it would make sense. She killed the manifestation of the trauma inside of her, which is very cathartic. She wakes up thinking she's crying, but she's not actually crying. She's just covered in the rain because things are getting sad. But she starts to kind of realize a couple things. One of the variants knows the name of her daughter, and she never said the name of her daughter. Broke into Danny's room. Exactly. Which variant was that? It was Jewel. Oh shit. Jewel's actually the bad one. And oh, I love how cathartic Jessica gets. It's like, I thought you were the best of me, but now you're the worst? Oh, sweetie, that hurts so much. You just dealt with the guy again who's been ruining your life, getting rid of like the 10-year itch he had on you. And now the one thing you thought actually worked out for you in the end, the one version of you who never actually met Killgrave, who was able to be happy, is the one who's doing all the weird variant stuff. That sucks. So they get into a little scrap. The other Jessicas come to her side, are willing to help out our main Jessica. But oh no, not the end of the variant fun, because guess what? More variants are going to show up at the end of this book ready to help our Jessica. I'm sorry, not ready to help our Jessica, ready to help Jewel Jessica get the baby, Danny. And you're like, oh, there's a lot of weird variants here, like a cowboy and a barbarian and Electra and Vision and Luke Cage variant, which is something I didn't know I needed in my life, but now that I see it, it's going to be there forever. And the book ends there, and I believe we have one more issue of this book. And I've never been more in love with a comic in my life. That's not true, but this is just exactly what I needed for a Jessica book. When there's a bunch of Jessicas dealing together, you got to do something fun. And that's what this book did. It gave us very clear, concise interpretations of this character and different ideas. It played with her idea of like identity and love and what she wants to be and who she is. Gave us some really cathartic stuff with Killgrave, which I respect, and a beautiful moment with Luke. What else could you want from this book? You know, when Phil Noto's art, spectacular and stunning. Definitely knows how to do beautiful colors. It's incredible what this book has done. It just looks gorgeous. It feels gorgeous. I'm super impressed with it. And at every turn, it just manages to surprise me more and more. This book continues to be a blast. And that is cool. Just the reveal of Jewel being bad, too. That is a great twist because it works. You want that one to be the happy-go-lucky one. It's the one that's the most broken. Oh, honey, that is some good stuff. And that's some good Jessica Jones stuff. I respect it. So, the variants, issue number 4, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.